hear you.
I thought you said we wanted to talk over the music.
We are now.
Like, I thought that was the intro.
This is the intro. Beth has something to say.
I thought the same thing as Ashley.
And you told me to shush.
I didn't say shh.
Yes, you did!
We didn't even get the in there.
Well, because you told me to shush.
Okay, my bad. Hey, it's on.
All right.
We're here.
I'm Ashley.
Again.
I'm Bethany.
I'm Tyler. Why are you Bethany?
I don't know.
No, Bethy Boo.
Beth. Beth friend.
Beth friend, Bethy Boo.
If you have a lisp, Beth friend. Hey, we got some friends here.
Also, like, should we say what our podcast is?
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope they know just after that one episode.
One episode. It's...
Because you liked and subscribed, you already know what we're called.
Yes.
And commented. Like,
Haley did comment. Miss Haley.
it feels like somebody showed up at your house. Yeah, but like on the YouTube, like it shows views, and it's like somebody showed up at your house, did something, and left without ever talking to you. When I look at our YouTube, and there's no comments, it's like...
A ding-dong ditch.
I didn't
Yeah.
even like or comment
Or-
on our own video.
Worse than a ding-dong ditch, because you sat there and watched us. It's like a peeping Tom.
No, I had it open on multiple tabs and did not actually watch it. My computer was muted. But my mom watched it. Shout out Janice.
Shout out. Janice says we need the beat button.
Janice says I need my own beat button. Well, that we all need our own beat button. But Tyler didn't cuss.
That's right.
No, that
Janice,
you
go
were
back and watch
all-
episode 1. I didn't say a single swear word, not one.
Oh, thank you.
Not
Thank
one.
you, Bethy Boo. She's the on-targeter.
We can't keep neglecting our new friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what she was starting to do.
Oh, I don't listen well.
No.
All right.
Introduce yourselves.
Hello. I'm Bernice. I'm
Hi, Bernice.
Hey,
Hi, Bernice.
Thanks for being here.
No, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Should we have them say, like, what they do at our school? Like, what should our normal, like, your name?
Your name, what you do at school, and one fact about yourself that is, like, funny or interesting. Nothing, like, deep.
It's like icebreakers.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We did not prepare ahead of time. We didn't tell, like, this
First
is off the
guess.
cuff.
Okay, so I'm Bernice. I work as the library assistant. And I guess a fact about me that is fun, or I don't know.
You have a really cool lanyard at school.
Oh, well, yes. Yeah, I really do enjoy making a lot of jewelry.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's the fact. A fact.
That's a good one.
And you are?
I'm really scared.
Hi, really scared.
I'm Jackson. I am a library assistant and general nuisance.
Hi,
Thanks for being here.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, so you guys hang out in the library.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So this was my first year working there.
Okay.
And when I was first at Beyond the Bell, and I had seen one of the paras who worked there, she kept telling me that Jackson was a good worker and that I would have a lot of fun. I started in the library, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was new, but he refused to talk to me, at least for the first couple weeks.
Jackson. I feel like, though, Jackson, your first year, you did not, like, you really came out of your shell this school year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Last year.
Last year, yeah.
I feel like somebody at school said that about you, like in that very first one of those first meetings, like, oh, he's really coming out of his shell this year, or did last year. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone had really, really good things to say about Jackson, but I mean, he just wouldn't talk to me.
Anything to say, Jackson?
No.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
I'd say we're also in the same boat because I don't think I talked to Jackson for the solid, like, first half of the school year. Yep, so relatable.
I'm also mad at Jackson, but it's okay.
Oh, we're gonna gloves off. Why? Let's go.
Because he's the person who sends out the emails about the parking spot that people get to win. And you know whose parking spot that actually is? Mine.
Only for the first
No,
semester.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Here we go. Here we
It's
go.
Becky and me.
You always park in that line.
Now
Now
we have to.
because you gave away
Get
my
to.
parking spot.
It could be yours if you donated.
I know, but how much would I have to donate to never give it up? That's what she said.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tyler and Gus. And we are interrupting this show and this podcast because we have something we need to talk to you about. We have a sponsor here at Gabbin' with the Gaggle. Yeah, that's right, a sponsor. And our sponsor is Ashley Ray Makes Things. Never mind the fact that they might be a part of the podcast. That's a whole separate idea. All right. But anyway, AshleyRayMakesThings.com. And AshleyRayMakesThings.com, you can get on and find about anything you want swag-wise for teachers. Everything from T-shirts to lanyards to you name it, she's probably got it. Take a look at all this stuff here. As we flip through, you head over to AshleyRayMakesThings.com. You will not be disappointed. Also, if you're looking for Silly Goose Teacher Club swag, you can head over to SillyGooseTeacherClub.com, and or you can go to AshleyRayMakesThings.com, and there's a link that will send you over to our website. Here you can get any of the Silly Goose Teacher Club swag we have to offer, and that is ever evolving and ever changing. If you have any suggestions on what you think we should offer, please leave a comment on the YouTube or in the Spotify. We'll get back to that and we'll see that. All right. Again, sorry for interrupting. Back to the show.
Okay.
Class is in session. Start the day
The
out.
bell.
It doesn't work.
I thought you
I did. It's there, but it's not there.
Do we not have the fairy one anymore?
Yeah.
was like,
The wand. Call for it, Beth.
Fairy wand, bell ringer.
Will you read it? You have the best view. I'm going to read upside down.
The bell ringer of the day. If you were stranded on an island alone,
Yeah.
you have food and drink, okay? What book or book series would you take, and that's the only thing you can read for the rest of your life?
I'll start.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
wait.
pause.
So you asked earlier, and I said we're not going to tell you. You asked what these report card slips are. The way that it works, I took yours. I already have one. The way that it works
marker?
is we each go around and we share an answer. Everybody else in the room grades the answer.
Could you be any louder? Yes. Sorry.
No.
Anyway. So, for example, Beth is about to give her answer. You are making so much noise right now. Sorry for the audio only listeners. And we will grade the responses. Here's the thing. There is no rhyme nor reason behind your grading.
I wanted to pick who got to go.
Oh, you can.
After Beth.
So if you just want to give straight Fs because you're like, no, you can. But Beth, what
Right
book
now?
or book series? Right now. Speak loud. Speak with your chest.
I would choose the entire Diary of a Wimpy Kid series because that is the only full series of book that I have ever read in my lifetime. So obviously that would be the one that I want to go out with too. Done.
All right, write your grade. I give it a C. I've never really read them, but I thought the movie was mid. So I give it a C.
C mid.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
I give it a D minus.
Wow, the lowest grade so far.
Yeah, because like you're already probably gonna go insane on an island all by yourself, and now you're gonna force yourself to read.
About the cheese touch.
No, see, but no, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like the first book, and maybe even like number 2, solid kids book, and then it's like,
But it's set up similar to like a comic book, not a normal structured book, so it's a lot easier to read. So even when
Maybe she's a visual
when
learner.
the brain cells start going, it's still very easy for me to read and comprehend, even at my old age.
I think that's valid.
Old age.
All right.
Auntie.
Jackson or Bernice, whoever. Bernice, you go.
Oh.
I gave her an A+. I mean,
Ooh.
really, I have read a lot of the books, and I mean, they're good. And
Yeah?
I really enjoy the movie.
How many are there? How many books are there now?
I haven't read the newer ones, but like I read a lot of the older ones growing up.
I feel like
They're
we're at like
good.
14 or 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackson?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I gave it a B-, and I gave you points for choosing a book series, but quantity over quality is okay to a certain extent, but I think there should be some level of quality to the works.
Valid.
I just looked it up because I wanted to know how much this played a role into it. How old were you in 2007?
6.
What came out in 2007?
The first Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh.
So it literally is the books you grew up on. I was 17. So, yeah.
Did you look that up, or
I did
you
look that
just
up. No, I looked it up.
know
No,
about that?
I just-
'Cause I would have questions.
You know, like it's the memories. Did you not have a teacher ever do that?
Sorry, audio only listeners. She's shaking pencil sticks in the mic.
Yeah. Because I'm going to pick the next person.
Okay, next
Bringing back
person.
memories.
Guess number 2. Whichever one of you wants to go first.
Oh, I would bring the Hunger Games.
Ooh,
the whole
solid.
series. I'm currently reading it right now.
Does the series, I got to know this before I get grade, include the new ones? Or just the original trilogy?
Yes, I do want to read the newer ones. So yeah, I would get all 5 of them.
Okay.
I seem to have misplaced my marker.
My marker broke.
I want to give my grade first. And I give it an A+. I just finished last week the book about Haymitch.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible with like remembering titles, but
No spoilers, though I haven't read it yet.
that's good. And then the snakes, the one about Snow when he was younger, and then the original 3. Like I think those books and Holes are the only books / movies that I ever say the books are better than the movie.
Valid.
Yep.
I give it a
Thank
B+.
you.
I like those books, too. I don't really know why I gave it a B+, but just like I wouldn't pick it, but I also really like those books.
They're good.
Yes.
A- because I haven't read it, but I've heard all good things.
It? Like as in none?
And none. I started reading the first book when I was younger, but I just have never been much of a reader until now. So
You
Right
can just say ever. Ever.
I really, really recommend them.
Yes.
that's what I've heard, yeah. So A- just because I haven't read them.
Have you seen the movies?
But I love the movies. Oh,
Books are
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I'd watch those forever.
So good.
Did you give her a grade?
Oh yeah, I did an A because
Solid.
I work in the same room as her, and I'd fear for my safety if I gave a lower grade.
I love that.
I've never read any of the books and have no opinions on them.
Valid.
I'm not going to swirl the popsicle stick so I don't get
Swirl.
in trouble
Swirl.
again.
Bernice said the memories came flooding back. Yep.
Oh, the jar has spoken. Jackson, you're up.
I do Brandon Sanders. Wait, just a question.
Uh-huh.
What if it's an ongoing series? Would you
You get a plain drop of every new copy of book when it releases.
Okay,
What?
Brandon Sanderson's Cosmic.
Okay.
It's not finished yet, but there's currently like 30 books in it.
Can I have the 50
And
cent
they're
version?
they're all like phenomenal.
Like what
and-
genre is it?
Many different genres. Well, it's sort of like an evolution of fantasy into sci-fi
Okay.
over a number of years. It's a wonderful series, and it's got both quantity and quality.
Whoa, perfect for you.
Spicy. I'm going with an A. Because I like the thought process behind, okay, but what if there's more coming? And sci-fi, fantasy,
Hanky dingo.
solid. My dog's barking in the background. And Jackson and I have talked in the past about books and recommendations, and I would take his recommendation on books.
As you should.
I give him a C. I do think it's a really good idea to pick one that's ongoing and that there are 30 books, but I have no clue what it is, so I can't really give it a high grade if I have no clue what it
He's
is.
like the biggest fantasy author right now. So,
Well, who was the author again?
Brandon Sanderson.
More into
He
murder
finished Wheel of
smut.
Time as well.
What did you just murmur?
She's more into like the murder smut books, not as much sci-fi. But that's okay. On that note, I give it B plus because you did make it sound very interesting, and the fact that it's still coming out, similar to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. We can bond on that. And that's respectable.
I just feel like I am the
Wait.
toughest grader in the room.
No, I won't even.
I wouldn't put it. I think comparing the two is like apples and oranges, or apples and a floor mat.
Bananas.
There are 19 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books.
Bernice, what grade did you give him?
I gave him a B. It's not a book I would read, but I would watch the movie. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
valid.
support that.
I could agree.
She was daunted by the page count.
All right. The popsicle sticks have spoken. What?
Nothing.
You look like you're going to say something.
No, I'm anxiously anticipating this popsicle stick.
It picked Tyler.
Yes. Crap. I haven't given a single thought to the book series I'd take. Nope.
What was the most recent audiobook that you listened to?
Okay. Here's
Probably
a question.
something that gives you your will
I'm going to
live.
play within the bounds, I think. A book series. So, like, could I pick Star Wars?
No.
It has to be an arc, like a.
I mean, I picked a universe of numerous interconnecting series,
Okay,
but
fine.
they're all by the same author, so you have to pick an author.
I like his rule.
If you pick one other than Timothy Zahn, I will think less of you.
Okay, Timothy Zahn, of course, has some solid, but there is one other author. Hold the phone.
$5, it's Kevin Anderson.
Kevin Scott.
Oh,
Kevin Scott.
darn.
Kevin Scott, I think is what they say. Yes, Kevin Scott. But yes, so that's my pick. Star Wars books. I'll go with the Zahn, because then I get the Thrawn trilogy.
I give you a C.
C here. Why do you keep giving so many C's?
Because they're
Sorry,
cool.
I needed to throw C here in there. Okay, that's all.
You know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
The C.
Say R.
No.
Say R.
R.
You might think it's R, but actually it's the C.
Womp womp.
That's my grading criteria.
What's a pirate's favorite crime?
In that booty.
Arson.
Arson is hilarious.
What's a pirate's favorite fabric?
I don't know.
Argyle.
I was gonna say the blank.
That's not a fabric.
No,
No.
this is the only thing I could think of related to pirates right now.
Okay.
Oh, I need to give you a grade.
Wow, they're doing it because they're doing it.
Aren't they all?
They doing it, Mr. Krabs.
All right, roll it.
C- because I have tried to get into Star Wars for so long.
At what entry point?
A lot of times of my life, a lot of different eras.
No,
A
not
lot of
your
different
life.
entry points.
The entry point in the storyline.
No, we're not even gonna let you
Okay.
go down this train. Not today.
It's
Comment
just-
if you would like to see a Star Wars podcast spin-off where all we do is talk about Star Wars. Okay, anyway, C-.
It's just not my vibe.
It's not your bag.
Nope, I tried
Okay.
really hard. I'm just not imaginative enough for it to make sense.
Okay,
Yep.
but Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Straightforward comedy.
Upper elementary, middle school level.
Yep, great
Okay.
literature.
Okay.
B+.
B+.
I actually really enjoy the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
They're good.
Thank you.
Valid.
I gave it a B. It's this high because he picked a good author and because he tried to lawyer the question. But it lost points ever since they changed the name of the Cantina music.
Change the name of it?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know what it is now. But it used to be called... Well, I'm not sure I can say it on air.
Here. Say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, nope, glad we beat that one. Okay. It was called something very interesting. 4-letter word.
Okay, me, Ashley. What?
You, Ashley.
Yes.
What is it?
Ashley.
What's your series?
My series is probably the Harry Potter series.
Ah, nobody's... That...
Yeah, solid.
A.
Hey.
I was a big Potter boy lover.
And now you have a pottery wheel.
I do, but that's off topic. I love the books. I loved the movies. I grew up. So the first book released in 1999. I was 9.
The year I was born.
I was 9, and so like I remember being excited for the release of the book and like wanting to go and get it on release day of the original, the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. The Sorcerer's Stone.
Originally,
Philosopher's Stone.
it was titled Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but when they brought it to the United States, they were like, the United States kids don't really know what philosopher is, so we'll name it Sorcerer's Stone.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
A+, great movies. Just watched them all within the last 4 years of my life.
Love that.
Tried to read the book, still a little too much for me, but
Too many
excellent
words.
movies.
They're thick.
And there's just a lot to them. Yeah.
The words are big, though.
Yeah, a lot of letters in one word.
A lot
No,
to
I
follow.
mean the size of the
The font.
Oh, the
the
font.
font.
I could
It's
maybe read
large.
it on an iPad.
So there's not a lot of pages. There's not a lot of words
On the page.
because the words are big.
I get you, I get you.
So really, it's all about the word count.
You would know.
Not the
since
page
you work
count.
in a library.
Yep.
Next.
Something like that.
A+. I
Yes.
really, really, really like the movies. Yeah, I've yet to read the books, though. Maybe next.
Yes. Yes.
I give it a C, because they are books. But docked points because I've never read them or seen the movies, and they don't interest me.
That's fair. I respect it.
I don't.
That makes one of us.
Disrespects it. All right. Well, that's a good bell ringer.
Yeah. Good
That was
job. Good
good.
job.
Yeah.
Should we get
I
into
can't believe
lesson?
some of you haven't read the Harry Potter books. So wait, to get this straight, you and I are the only ones that have read the Harry Potter books.
I've read the Harry Potter books.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Weird.
I mean, I've tried, but they're big.
Yeah, they're big.
Which would also make it a good reason to bring it on an island.
Yes.
Big,
That's
and there's
what
a
I
lot
was
of them.
thinking. And if I study hard enough, maybe I could learn how to be a wizard and get off the island.
Oh,
Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. All right, so
Shall we get into
class time.
the lesson?
The lesson.
Today's
lesson.
topic is animal science because I couldn't think of the scientific word for animal science.
I think it's zoology.
Yes.
Okay, really dumb. I think you're right, but doesn't that just sound like the study of the animals in the zoo?
And the animal is not in the zoo, it's in the classroom. No, whatever this room is. The podcast room.
The studio.
The studio. And it is the Porch Goose. Yay!
Hey, we got. Let's hear it for Gus. Gus the Goose. Gus the Goose in the house. We have another special guest.
We have another special guest.
Yes.
Where are they going to sit?
Well, we'll find a spot for him. Our two special guests here don't know that the special guest has come.
Surprise special
It's a
guest.
surprise special guest. Straight from the great library of Irving comes the
Library Goose.
the unnamed.
No, that's one of the questions.
Yeah, this is the goose that started it all. This is the goose
This
from the
and
library.
Gary.
Gary, yes.
What
But-
is its name?
I like to refer to her as Mother Goose.
Mother Goose.
Okay.
Goose.
Okay.
I like
She's
it.
got some of the jewelry on.
Yes.
She's blinged out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, walking out of school was it just yesterday? No. Me and Beth ran in and grabbed her off the bookshelf.
Oh my
Like,
god.
stuck her-
Grabbed her by the
Yeah.
excited.
Grabbed her by the neck and ran out. So, yes, this is, we have two geese.
Yeah. Gus.
Gus
and Mother Goose.
And Mother Goose.
Mother Goose is big like Gus.
Yes, because you guys have
Baby Geese.
Baby
Baby
Geese
geese.
Junior.
And Gary is a baby too. My house.
Oh my
goose.
gosh, see, I love it. I was watching the other podcast. And you guys were talking about the names of your other
Yeah,
goose, and I
yeah.
thought it was so funny because
Yep.
I refer to the one in the library as Mother Goose.
Mother Goose.
Yes.
It was just so perfect.
I love
before
that.
it was.
So, how did the library or you guys get the goose?
So,
Well, oh, go ahead.
oh boy. So, we were both in the library. I was reading, she was doing work. And Cecilia, the registrar, came in with a random person holding a goose.
What?
And yeah, they asked if they could donate it because she bought it for her mother and her mother didn't want it.
And now it's Mother Goose.
Mother Goose is a rejected
It's
goose.
full circle.
We rescued it.
Yes. Oh,
I love it.
her outfit's on a little crooked.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll fix it there.
You should turn her face towards the camera.
Yeah. There you go.
We did get it around like October, November, so that's why her outfit is like
A
that.
pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Is
I've
she
yet to
ever
change
not a
it.
pilgrim? I can't judge Gary, my house goose. I got him at the end of January, and he has been in a Valentine's Day outfit since then.
Gus has been a hot dog.
Ooh, the hot dog is hilarious.
He's now a chef. And what do you call the first outfit? He wasn't really anything. It was for like Cinco de Mayo. Like,
Yeah.
he had a mustache and some cool sunglasses and sombrero. Yeah. And a
Like a poncho?
handkerchief.
Not a poncho.
Handkerchief is not the word.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that
it
was
is.
not me.
No, I would say more of a poncho vibe than the handkerchief.
Yeah.
He didn't have a handkerchief.
A
on,
poncho
did
it's just like a fabric with a hole for the head.
Yeah.
The handkerchief, we tied it around
he?
his neck.
Oh, I don't even remember that part.
Yeah, me either. I thought it was
It
like
was a
a full-on
handkerchief.
poncho.
There was no poncho.
This is a Mandela effect for sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
No, I remember walking by in the hallway one day and the door was open to the classroom and I saw the goose in there wearing the sombrero and
yep.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought it was so random. I was like, what are the odds that there are two gooses
Yes.
at Irving?
Little did you
Yeah.
know, it was all because of Mother Goose.
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go.
And Gus was also a soccer player when I first...
Oh,
I got him, and I
yeah.
didn't have an outfit, but I had one of my old jerseys for my soccer team, and I threw it on him.
Giggles is still naked at school.
On the highest
Daisy.
shelf.
Yes.
Yours is on the highest shelf, too, next to the
Yep.
Blue Monkey.
Highest shelf standing
We
naked.
tried to put the blue monkey on it like King Kong, but it did not work.
So it's on one of your shelves?
Yeah.
You had enough open shelf space to do that?
Boom.
Roasted.
Shots fired.
The classroom hoarder life is not for everyone.
No, just
But
the
it
two
is
on
for
the
me.
two on the couch.
Why are there fish tanks?
Because
Empty fish tanks.
Okay.
Empty fish tanks.
because one year I went, because if you go through, I think it's PetSmart or Petco, one of them, you can fill out a form and then it's like a grant to get a classroom pet. And so I got it, and I had my kids, like that was my reinforcement, was the kids worked really hard, and once they filled up the fish tank with all these little paper fish, then I bought the fish to go in the fish tank.
What happened to the fish? Ow!
Yeah. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. One time, though, I had a fish in college. Its name was Franklin, and it lived to be like 5 years old, and it jumped out of the fish tank, actually, and we couldn't find it, and I was crying in the apartment, and because there was a lid on the fish tank, and it was stuck to the wall.
What did you do to the poor fish that his last effort was to stick to the wall and die?
I don't know. It got out of a hole that was like this big.
She's
like
holding up,
a
like-
golf ball size.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Stuck to the wall? Like,
yeah, it jumped out and it was stuck. It was crusted onto like the wall, and I was like sobbing because
what was
like,
wrong with your water?
I don't know. Franklin didn't want to live anymore.
Okay. That's
So back to the porch goose.
My predecessor in the library apparently had a fish tank and fish, but during the winter she'd have to go out and buy new fish every weekend because it got so cold in the library that the fish would just keep dying.
Oh my gosh.
Can I get the most generic looking fish you have?
Yeah,
'Cause
so I
need
can
to
buy
repeat
12.
this thing.
Dude, for my sister's graduation party, she wanted to have like centerpieces with little goldfish in it. And so it was back when Walmart sold fish.
Oh yeah.
And so we went and we bought like 50 little goldfish or whatever. We wake up the next morning, the day of the graduation party, they're all dead. So we're like, all right, shit, that sucks. We're going to go get more. And so we got more. And then throughout the course of her graduation party, they all slowly died in the little centerpieces.
It was you guys made a visual of life after graduation.
Yeah.
Like
Your will to live
full of
goes
life,
away.
and joy, and over the process of life.
You slowly go bottom
just
up.
Yeah. That's about how it goes.
Beth, did you just have a thought?
Yeah.
That was very woo.
Well, I just didn't know how much more we could say about fish.
Hey, one more fish story. Hit
It's
it.
an animal science.
Animal science.
Marine biology.
If marine biology is the study of animals in the water, what's the study of land animals?
Zoology.
Is zoology the main category that encompasses marine biology?
I don't know. That's why I wrote animal science.
Because we're K through 5, so we would say animal science no matter what.
I think life science, technically. I think that's what the report card says is life science.
Anyway,
Did you have another fish story? You, Beth.
Bethany, you.
No.
Bethany Boyden, you,
Whoa! Don't put on my government
the one
name.
with the fish.
Well, she is the only one that hasn't gotten like called over the intercom. So
Me? Did I?
I thought you were the only one that hasn't gotten called over the intercom, or I'm
haven't.
the only one who has gotten.
I
called.
didn't. I haven't been called over the intercom. Have you guys ever had your name called over the intercom?
I've never.
I have not.
Thank
That's
God.
yeah.
I have.
Wop wop. Were you missing?
I can't remember. Remember, and then you guys all were like, "Ooh!" I think I had to answer the phone or something. I don't know.
On Thursday, our principal came into my room with. They were in my room. She's like, "Good morning, hi, Miss B. Can I talk to you in private?" And it was like,
Yeah, my armpits immediately were sweaty. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm getting fired. I did something
Yeah.
so wrong. This is
I
my
held
job.
my breath for you.
Yeah.
you walked out the door shut, and I looked at Ashley and I go, "What the hell?"
Oh, you need the beeper.
Haha.
See how minimal it was.
Ah.
Anyway, you didn't get in trouble though.
No, nothing serious.
You got offered a smaller classroom.
And then I had to
You declined.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I do like my little hole in the wall. But I do actually have a fish story. My brothers and I used to all have betta fish. And this was one day that they were at school and I had the day off. So I'm like, I'm going to be really nice and clean everyone's fish tank. Worst idea ever, because I filled the fish bowl with scalding hot water and didn't let it cool down enough. So then I put the fish back into it, and it immediately just started floating. And so I poured a bunch of food in. I'm like, no, he just went to sleep.
Boil the fish.
And you boiled the fish and you thought fixing it by feeding him was the answer. Here, don't die, buddy. Eat.
Soup.
Never mind the fact that your innards are cooked. Wow.
Yeah, so I was sobbing for a good hour or two.
I hope you were like 10 or 11.
Was this just last year?
No, but I fear it was close to like 11 or 12.
Okay. I mean,
But still, before the teens, but over 10
but you should have known that you don't put fish in a hot bath.
She wanted
I
to
don't
give
know
him a
what I was
bath, clean the
thinking.
fish too.
I think I had the water out for a while, like prepped for him, but then I'm like, oh, that still doesn't look clean enough. So then I did it again, and then I wasn't thinking. And
I mean, I got so many questions, but like, it's like questioning a 12-year-old on their thought process, and that really isn't productive.
Yep.
All right.
So that was my fish story.
Back to our gusts a little bit.
Geese eat fish, right?
Yeah.
No? Do you think? I bet they do.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
one.
they swim
Yeah.
on the pond
Yeah.
at my house. Why did you guys decide to work at our school? Or how did you get your job as library people?
Actually, one of the teachers there had let me know about the position when it opened up, and they were like, call if you're interested. And so I did. I was looking for a job that year. And I got the interview, and they hired me.
Okay, cool.
What did you do before you worked at Irving?
I used to work at another great school.
Okay.
In South Sioux. I was a sped para there.
Okay.
Which school? I was at that district.
And I'm from South Sioux.
In Covington. I used
Oh,
to
the
work at
tall
Covington.
building.
Yes.
That's where my dad went to middle school.
I had a practicum there.
Oh my gosh, you did?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
In
I
one,
love it.
in one of my many schools I ever went to, I went there for a while.
As a student?
Another podcast day
Yeah.
where I'll share how many schools I've ever been to. But yeah,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I worked at Harney for many years.
Really?
In last year, I worked at the middle school at South Sioux.
Oh my
For
gosh,
half-
that's
half year.
crazy. That's actually crazy. Yeah. So I was there for 3 years. I worked as a sped para for 2, and I was the secretary there for 1 year.
Okay, cool.
Do you mind? You're never supposed to ask this. Do you mind sharing your age?
I'm 24.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You and Beth.
Yeah,
Same
you're
age.
still Unk.
I'm Monk.
Yep.
Jackson. How long have you been at Irving, and how did you end up there? I shared our school name.
Yeah, you sure did.
There's one in Austin, Texas. We're from Texas.
Anytime I have to Google the phone number for it, I almost always put the Texas number. I'm like, that's not the right area code.
Or like on like different teacher sites, like enter your school. I'll type it in, and it's like, it's also a dual language school in Texas called Irving.
Well, now we're narrowing down the options. We're not making it better.
Well, I mean, people are gonna figure it out eventually. I mean, actually, our audience is probably only our school
And my mom.
and Janice. You said mom.
I did.
You didn't say Janice.
That's crazy.
All right.
Okay, Jackson.
Yeah.
I just finished up my 3rd year there. It was the only library position in the school district that had a job opening. So I applied for it and got it.
So you were actively seeking a library assistant. Cool. What did you do before that?
I was in college.
So you're probably also like 24, 25, 26.
25.
Fun fact, Jackson and I are somehow related through my husband.
Yes, you have the same town that you guys both talk about going back and visiting.
Yeah, North Platte.
Yeah,
So fun.
Jackson's heading there tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Have fun
I don't
on
know
the 5
any of my
hours.
family from that side.
Yeah.
Well, more than 1 or 2 people, I guess.
I don't have the emotional capacity for outside of his immediate family.
You just love them so much.
Based on
Yeah.
stories I've heard, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I say it directly to their face. We don't have to cover that.
No cover up.
No.
All right. I feel like that's going to be a fun podcast someday, too.
Oh, you should probably cover up my thing.
We'll just overlay a real loud honk. Honk from the goose. All right. So, we just finished the school year. You're third, you're first at this one. Hold on. I just did the math. So, you, like, right out of high school, started working in the schools, basically.
No, I didn't. I didn't apply until like 2021.
What year did you graduate?
2018.
Okay. Sorry. I was doing a little math in my head. So, what did you think of the school year? Was it a good, bad,
So
middle?
sad it's over. I really, really enjoyed being there. So, I don't know. How am I going to fill my time now?
With so many hobbies.
Yes.
That's how I fill my time anyway.
Jackson, what's your thoughts on the year as it wrapped up?
It was a fun year. I'm glad to not have to work, but I didn't do much of that anyways. So I do kind of miss being there now.
And if our principals are listening, he really does all of his job. It
He's
meets
being
all
he's just being so
expectations.
modest about his work. You
Yeah,
know,
let's go with that.
and harking back to our first episode, we talked about being morning people. Jackson is the morning person.
True story.
There were a few days in the wintertime that I would beat him there. And then I quickly realized the fact was we can't even get in before 6 a.m. anyway. So
That was the worst realization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still suffering
Yeah.
as a result.
Yeah.
I have to wait out in my car many mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys
How
have...
do you get there?
I try to leave my car at 5:58 so that when I walk up to the door and scan my badge, it's 6 a.m. and I can get right in.
That's so funny.
That's insane.
Yesterday was bizarre. I got there at 6:03. Your car wasn't at the end of the lot.
Oh yeah, I didn't wake up till like noon yesterday.
Oh, I was like, what is going on? And then I realized, like, there was a lot of people not there. It was weird.
Yeah. Do you guys have any crazy library stories? Like, I know that Jackson does library with my class, and my kids are rather interesting.
So what are your roles? Because I don't know, because
Yeah.
I don't have you have a class that goes in there, so you at
Yeah.
least kind of know. We don't, well, I don't know. What are your roles as the day? Like,
It changes
okay.
based on the class and based on what's going on.
But you guys
In
run,
that
like, the
class?
special or, like, the elective. That's called library
Yeah.
for kids.
So do you guys decide who's doing what based off which class kind of a thing?
I feel like most days it's just kind of like a vibe. You know, sometimes I will be the one who will go and read the book, and sometimes he goes and does it, and I don't know, it's just really based on the vibe. We never really talk about it. It's
Okay.
That's so funny. I feel like I would freak out. Like, I have adults in my room, and, like, if I don't directly say, like, this is what we're all doing, I'm like, ah.
But at the same time, that's like directing like 6 people.
Yeah, that's
You
fair.
guys just know how to
Each
work
other
and flow
operate.
and get in that flow.
It is really cool that you're both able to work together and like do that well without having to actually communicate it.
Yes, no, I say that I say it a lot, but Jackson has been really, 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 like, he's really good with the kids. He's really patient. He's really kind. I don't know. He's really willing to put in that work.
She wasn't even paid
For
to
the
say
record,
that.
none of those things she just said are true.
Modesty again.
No, he's a really good, like, partner to
Yeah.
have. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he did come and ask me if it was okay for my kids to eat popcorn. So, like, I appreciate that he wanted my kids to not die on his watch. So that's cool.
Yes.
I think that'd be terrible optics if that were
Yeah, that would not be great.
Yeah, you want to, some people want to be on the news, but you don't want to be on the news for stuff like that.
No.
No, I feel like then, you guys have that good relationship in the workspace. It could really not be good depending if you got somebody like that you had to work close with and you didn't gel with.
Well, Jackson talks about his past coworker all the time. Not the one before me, but the one before.
The before.
Yeah, he used to work with another guy. I hope maybe he... I'm he
how
fights
long-
this.
Your first year.
First year.
So you would know him.
I'm trying to think.
We don't need a name drop, but it wasn't that good flow vibe.
But was it also last year?
No, 2 years ago, 2022, 2023.
I don't know if I know that person then. I mean, I probably know who they are, but pre me having my self-contained room, I did not talk to anybody outside of the sped department. Like, I only talked to the sped department, period.
I'm pretty sure I never saw you until like halfway through last year.
Yeah. Well, and first half of last year, I did not leave my classroom.
Oh, he was there first half of last year.
Okay, so yes, okay.
Yeah.
So it was not a good working vibe.
No, not at all.
You got a quick 50-cent version of like why?
Well, so I'm at work on time, Early is on time is late.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up late every single day, like anywhere between 5 minutes to 3 hours, or not showing up at all. That's no fun.
No.
That's crazy.
That's not dependable.
That is the opposite of dependable.
There's other stuff too, but they're not appropriate for the content of this.
Mm-hmm. It's for the Geese After Dark podcast. Coming soon. Not really.
Yeah.
But just Gabbing After Dark. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, now my brain's going to the fact that, like you said, you didn't get out much. I am the opposite. I was like...
That's why we make you hand up the flyers and you talk to people about being on the podcast.
I was like first year teacher, first year at the building. I would find time to like go walk around the building. And I would just walk into random classrooms with a couple teachers and be like, hey...
I almost guarantee you, if you ask any of the guests that we have, like going forward, if I talked, like they will say no. Like this will be the most they will have ever heard me talk, ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but then once they get comfortable, they never shut up.
Yeah, see, I think that was the case with Jackson.
Yeah.
I think that it was just that I was new.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he won't.
He just doesn't stop talking ever.
I wish I could remember. Somebody did tell me, like, at the beginning of the year, when I was trying to get to know people, they're like, Jackson's real, like, quiet.
It was probably me.
You might have, but I think if it was you, whoever it was, said, but once you break through, like, there's a whole personality there.
It was, because right after we got told that, you said some funny thing at one of the, like, first intro days. And then we're like, oh, yeah, that's what they mean.
Well, your emails to tell who gets the parking spot were
My
like,
parking spot.
They are iconic.
I love those.
They
Okay,
are
hold on.
hilarious.
I want to circle back to the parking spot. Nobody probably knows this, but I made them park in a pattern. Every day. It was always Ashley in that first spot, skip a spot, me, skip a spot, Beth.
And if that got messed up...
Oh, it ruined my day.
But if it was right, every time if we all three walked out together, look at that.
Look at
that park job.
Perfect park job. Like
Look at that.
I celebrated it, and if it didn't happen, I was angry. And one day we were in the right spots, you were turned around. You were facing the wrong way.
It always has to be a pull forward park job.
It was the detour.
Yeah.
Oh, the detour made me so mad.
The only time that I'm not there is when I'm so...
The last month of school.
Yeah, I haven't made it before 7 a.m. for quite a few days.
And we've talked about this before. That's still an hour early. But
So I do have to park farther away some days. And those are the days that I'm really close to late.
And Jackson parks at the end. And like the best spot to where if you needed to jet out, it's just... Yeah. And that's on purpose. Because you leave at like a busy time, right?
3 o'clock, and if you park anywhere closer, parents' cars will be blocking you.
Yep, you're stuck there. So that's because I took a page out of your book during basketball season when I needed to leave early a few times, and I parked all the way down the end and skirted out. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't think anybody noticed the parking spots, but I did.
And they were perfection.
Well, do we need to get to our ending segment?
Yes.
So our last segment that we do on the show, which is kind of the reason we started the podcast, is to like give some positivity to teaching or being in a school. And so we call it Remember Your Why, or like why you do what you do. So you can either share like a piece of advice, why you like your job, why you love the kids. I don't know.
Yeah. Just what brings you back?
Why have you not quit yet?
I think that when I started working with kids, it felt like one of the first jobs that I felt that I was good at. I really, really do enjoy working with the kids and, you know, having them have someone that they can, like, be the person that I would have wanted to have when I was younger, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like, I was telling Jackson, like, maybe I'm being too hard on them or I'm yelling too much and stuff, but then I still have, like, the students come and, like, they're excited to be in library and, you know, they come up and they hang out with me at recess, or they come in and they come and help in the library, and no one's asking them to come. They come and they want to be there, you know.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've had some people say like, oh no, it's just I need the money. I'm like, no, you don't work at the school because you need for the money, you know, you do it for the students, you know.
And you guys each have quite a few recess duties, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see out my window, and I see you guys out there quite a bit.
Yeah. I do it when I get there right at 9, and then we split them. I think we have 3 each.
Wow.
Yeah. Or 2. We have 2 each.
It's been a whole, couple days since we've been at school, so it's forgetting it. Yeah. No, it's very solid. Jackson?
Yes.
What's your why? Remember your why.
So, I show up early every day, and I just spend a couple and 2.5 hours reading.
With the ghosts.
No ghost. I think that's over by the kindergarten rooms.
No, there's
Oh,
one
solid.
in the library.
You've seen a ghost in the library?
There's one down the 4th grade pod.
Yeah.
3rd and 4th grade pod has one.
We have to do a Halloween edition where we talk about the school ghosts, because that is real.
You told me this at the beginning of the year. I said BS, and then it happened to us resource teachers at the beginning of the year, and there's one down the 3rd, 4th grade pod for sure.
Yeah. And it's also really active in the kindergarten pod, though. Scary.
That's what Jackson, you said, the kindergarten pod?
But
I've
what's
never
your why
seen it.
besides the ghosts?
So, I read. I enjoy reading. So I always enjoy recommending books to the students and them actually getting them and reading them and hopefully enjoying them. Sometimes it's hard to tell if they read it or if they enjoyed it, and they're just trying not to upset you by not liking something you liked. I don't know.
That.
So you read, obviously, your books that you enjoy, but so you're saying you also read like the level of your students.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the graphic novels, because the kids go feral for them already.
Right.
I don't need to.
You don't need to have recommendations for those.
I don't need to try to get them to check them out. You know.
Right. Yep.
I love that. I never would have expected that answer from you, but I love that.
What would you have expected?
I don't know, but it wasn't really that. But I love that you just want to expose these kids to different literature. That's so cool.
Yeah, I wish I could expose them to books with higher reading levels and higher age levels, but that's bad.
Yeah.
So sometimes I wish I was at like a higher grade level to do that, but I just really like being at my current school.
Yeah.
Solid.
Do you ever recommend Andrew Clement's books?
I do not.
They're so good. Frindle?
Is that the pen one?
Yeah. That's like the main one. But I went on a kick. Janitor's Boy and Night in the Woods or whatever. Anyway.
Good Night Moon.
Okay. No?
There's a rocket in my pocket.
No, I don't
threw a
recommend
book
Dr.
out.
Seuss ever. I think his drawings creep me out, man.
I mean, that's fair.
Question.
I don't like them.
Where do you read? Because I'll come in the mornings and the library's dark.
So we have a workroom that my boss turned into an office.
Is that the one with the desk in the corner? Back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I hide in there sometimes, especially if it gets bright early, because otherwise the sun just shines straight through the window right
He
into
made
my
a wall.
eyes. And I really don't like that. So yeah, I hide in the back. It's a great place to go if you want to hide from people.
What's the beeping?
I think it's my wife's microwave.
Oh, okay.
Last question. Do you ever do floor time? Have you ever laid out on the floor in that office and just like...
I've laid out on the floor, but that was last year, and I was in pain last year. So, but no, the floor really sucks to be on.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's really thin, cheap carpet right on top of cement.
Yeah, because sometimes I peel off my Velcro tape and I'll like peel up the carpet pads. But there's all these different colored carpet pads in the closet by my room. And if you're my principal, you're not listening to this. But I really want to take some and make like little activity mats. There's like red ones. They're so cool.
There's nothing holding the carpet to the floor,
No.
so you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that just sounds like...
What if I checkered my floor in my... Oh, no. We're not going to do that.
Aren't we, like, in the boat of ask for forgiveness instead of permission?
Yeah, well, what was my motto this school year?
There's a shortage.
Yeah.
Can't fire.
What are you going to do? Fire me? There's a teacher shortage.
Yeah.
I did my job with fidelity for the most part.
Yes, solid.
Do you ever have to have floor time?
No.
I have floor time.
They enjoy their jobs a lot.
I enjoy my job.
They enjoy their job more where they don't
But
need
there's
floor
a time every day where I have to shut the lights off, and it comes between when I see that same group, I see them for 30 minutes, then I have about 20 minutes of nothing, and then I see that whole group for another 30 minutes. It's
That
like
group is brutal.
4th grade boys.
Oh,
And between those two sections of time, I literally lay in the back corner, and I just lay there. And then without fail, they'll open the door, and they'll be like, "Is he laying down in the back?" I'm like, "Come in, turn on the lights, let's go." But before they realized I lay down in the back, they would open the door and be like, "He's not here. Let's wait outside. Let's go in." And then I'd be like, "Hey!" Yeah, they caught on pretty quick. But anyway, I handed you something.
Oh, yes. You guys are our first official guests of the pod. So you get our first shirts that you can only get if you are on the pod. So it's personalized with your name on it. And it says, Silly Goose Teacher Club, Gaggle approved member. Because we're gabbing with the Gaggle.
Cute.
And they're all different colors because I'm trying to clear out my extra shirt stash.
Because we all are individuals, and we all bring different things.
So yeah.
Those are so
There's
cute.
Jack's.
Yes.
thank you.
There's yours.
So,
Thank
Of course.
you.
Thank you guys for coming on and
Yes.
sharing all this stuff with us today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys for having us.
Yes.
I was
All right.
really excited.
Yeah.
yeah, it was too. It's like the highlight of my day. Like,
It's the reason I woke up. I
literally.
Literally.
I was napping until 4 p.m. and I made it here just in time.
We did it. We're here.
All right. Give us your best goose honk.
Oh gosh.
All at the same time? Or?
No.
Okay.
Like onomatopoeia poetically or
Whatever
like?
you want to do.
That's mine.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can beat that.
You have to try.
Well, so do you.
Honk!
Well, that was a little weak.
There you go. Beth, you go next.
Mine's gonna be so weak.
I know.
I haven't practiced.
I know. That's
Yeah.
Honk.
her goose is a soprano.
My goose is mute.
Honk! Yeah!
Yes!
That was up there. That's a good one. Random fact: did you know geese hiss
Yes.
when they're really mad? Oh, that was
Have you ever been on
sorry.
a walk and they're like,
Yeah, they're protecting their babies and like.
Wait, is that goose at your home an actual goose and not?
No. I have a porch goose at my
Okay.
house. I did have chickens for a while, but we
And
don't
you're
have them
working on
right
the
now. Yeah, we're redoing the coop right now.
All right. We had a soprano goose, a mute goose, 2 solid gooses,
And a really cool goose.
and a really cool goose. Don't forget to comment.
And like,
And subscribe.
Don't be a peeping Tom and just
Follow.
watch and do nothing.
We have a Facebook now, and we have an Instagram
Hey,
hey,
what about the TikTok?
on the clock.
TikTok is in the works right now.
Beth doesn't have enough storage on her phone.
We're taking phone donation, SD card donation.
We'll start
Why
a
don't
GoFundMe.
you just get iCloud?
I have iCloud, but it's already filled.
She's filled the cloud.
I have to like delete app. I just need to clear the whole thing out.
Beth's got problems. So, with that,
Bye-bye. Subscribe to your channel. I should talk about that
Peace.
sometime.
next time. Bye.
Bye.